Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Adjust. Oh! What's up? Hey, guys. And today I'm about to react to guest threatens Jesse Lee Peterson. Oh, man. Jesse Lee Peterson funny. I like doing these reactions. They kind of funny. Like, he be like, the blacks. You are black. You know, he trolling, just trying to, like, you know, make some comedy out of this. And it's good. You know what I mean? Like, every now and then we all kind of got to, like, you know, laugh at ourselves sometimes in life. We don't always have to be so serious. So, yeah, this is going to be a good conversation. I feel it. Yeah. That is, if you guys don't know, he is part of NFA. I think the NFA. I think that's what it is. Not effing around. I know I can't think of his name, but I've seen him before. Basically, it's a group of people that it's a group of black people that are coming together to arm themselves, get firearms and arm themselves, and to protect themselves from outside threats or whatever, which is good. You know, like, I think more black people should be trained with firearms. I do. I don't own any right now because I got it taken away by the police. But I will own a firearm. I'm about to go to get some more. I'm looking at this AR-15 I really want. But anyway, so we ain't gonna talk too deep about that. But yep, subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash that like button, and let's get it. Let's go. We hopping right into the reaction. No time to waste. We ain't hopping right into it because I just talked to y'all for a little bit, but now we're hopping right into it. Let's go.
Whole bunch of fancy words that has no meaning. I think that good actions speak louder than words. And what should be happening, rather than you guys carrying on like this, running up and down and complaining, why don't you start building and encourage black people to stop destroying and let the world see that there's more to them than complaining about what somebody else is or not doing. And that's the role of the men. That's the role of the men, is to do, rather than just use a lot of fancy words. All you're doing is use a lot of fancy words. I'm talking to you. Jesse.
He knows fancy words. I have a question. If you are wronged and you speak about being wronged consistently, are you complaining? Like, if you've been wronged and you speak about being wrong consistently, are you complaining? Are you truly complaining? Or are you just stating facts? Are you just stating what you notice, what you see, what you experience? Curious to know what y'all think in the comments.
You said a whole bunch of stuff and nobody know what you mean about it.
You must be talking about those other groups, because I said it once before. You mustn't hear me when it
Where are you building homes?
People to unify. We are telling people to practice group economics.
Where are you building homes?
Gun sales in the last 3 months.
Where are you doing this? You're saying that. Where is it happening?
We've done more in 3 months.
Where?
Some people in the civil rights movement in the entire movement.
Where?
What do you mean where?
Where are you building?
Country. Statistics have shown that ever since we started the campaign, which began in Brunswick, since you didn't ask, which began in Brunswick with Ahmaud Arbery, ever since we started our campaign, gun sales and gun classes and gun certifications amongst black people are up 52%. That's
a fact. That's a fact. That's a big fact. These people have been campaigning, and I think the Trump election helped out with it too, but it spiked. It definitely spiked. It spiked the amount of black people who go own firearms. He's like 100% correct. Not only that, but it spiked the amount of black people who want to be in communities more, like start helping with the communities and start building more. See, this is another thing. Like, I know this is random, but I'm gonna throw this out there. I've always wondered why we don't just give, like, you know, give money to, like, I don't want to say the gangs, but like the rappers, right? When the rappers get money and they go back to their cities, they uplift people to get out of the city, so some of the violence actually stops. The more rappers that came out of Chicago, I think that's what saved Chicago. A lot of rappers making it out of Chicago. The starting point of them trying to make the money to get out caused a lot of violence, but I think, like, the point of them actually, like, making money and moving their families and friends and things like that in positions to get out of it, there's still a lot of violence, but it helps. So, like, I wonder, like, if you just gave money to some of the leaders, because a lot of the violence, people don't understand this about Chicago. I know there's something talking about this randomly, but it's just a part of it. The reason why there's a lot of violence in Chicago is because the leaders that were the gang leaders at the time left or went to prison or passed away. You know what I mean? And that caused a bunch of discombobulation because a lot of these kids out there just are trying to make money, and there's nothing in the economy to help them make money. They can't get jobs anywhere. It's a scarce environment, so they go to what they know best. Facts. But I mean, that has nothing to do with this video, but I'm just giving you that pointer. But let's go.
That's something that's never been done
The last thing black people need right now is a gun.
Inspired by the sight of watching, as you said, and I have to agree with you. When I see black people that are unorganized, that are a mob that's just complaining and don't have any plan, I'm right along with you. That is not what we're a part of. That's one of the reasons we came forward, just as you said, to be organized, to have a roadmap, to inspire.
So the last thing we need is a gun. I can't even hear you. The last thing they need is a gun.
To educate and then to be able to defend in the need that we have. As you notice, we've broken no laws. We've not killed one person. Not one person has been arrested. No property. We've done none of those things that these other people have done. We have presented a very sensible, logical, as you say, organized institution that has embraced everything that you said.
For them showing his record, just to let it be known that he wasn't talking about in the past. He's talking about in the circumstance now, what he's doing right now. None of them have ever been arrested. And for them also showing his record, I want to let you know that you can't purchase a firearm if you're a felon. So he's no longer a felon anymore. Got that shit out.
And I put those things out, but since we've only been on the stage in 3 months, even though in those 3 months we've built an international coalition and have gotten endorsements from other agencies around the globe because we're doing just what you said. You see, we're the ones who are trying to do just what you said.
Let me
we're trying to bring back the things you just talked about, but we've only been in existence 3 months, and in those 3 months, what have we done? We've done more to motivate, unify the black people in this country, and I can show you all the receipts you need, but if I don't know where you're looking, but by the way you started off this conversation, you haven't looked in the right place because you didn't even do your research on the NFAC.
Let me ask, as a man, and I find it really odd as a male, because I didn't grow up seeing this, it's odd to me to see black men begging for reparation and crying about systemic racism or blaming white people for their downfall. Normally men overcome situations and the women and children follow, but the black men are actually just like the black women, and they're actually like the white man is smarter than them, that the white man can do better than them. So by complaining and blaming, you're hurting yourself rather than coming together as an American people.
I'm going to stop you right now.
Put forth that effort. It's not attractive to see men complain like that.
This one more time for you, and if you don't get this,
Nothing wrong with what Jesse's saying to a degree. I just don't think it's complaining. I think they're just pointing out an injustice that's happened in society. And I think that injustice, there needs to be a wrong that's written within that injustice. But within that, like, people don't know, black people built their own communities. They were just burned to the ground by whites. Look it up. Look up Tulsa. Look up Rosewood. Look up many. Like, there are many. I think Tulsa. No, Black Wall Street. Yeah, that's not Tulsa. There's many examples of towns that were burned to the ground that were trying to be built. Many examples of trying to take a step forward in society and getting knocked 10 steps back. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say, but there is a level of you have to get up and still figure it out, even though that's happening to you. You can't make that the forefront of your character or make that the forefront of how you view life. But yeah, this is good. This is great. This is great.
We can end this interview. You're not listening. You keep saying the same thing over again, and I don't go in circles.
Do you feel normal? Does it feel right to be complaining?
No one's blaming.
You complain about systemic racism and you want reparations.
We're not begging for reparations.
You do want reparations.
What the steps are to get reparations. The steps to get reparations, and I've taught on this, you can't pay reparations to a color. You can only pay reparations to a country. I've already taught on this, that black people in this country need to stop asking for something that can't be paid to them in their current state. I've taught on this. I've told them that once you decide to declare yourself a sovereign...
And it's too divisive. Like, how would we do it? My girl made me think of this. How would we actually do reparations? Like, how would we actually do it? Like, how would we really genuinely do it without it seeming unfair to a lot of other people? And in the process, there will be white people that would get it too, because there are some white people who are transcended to slaves. So, like, how would we actually do it? That would be a question, but I like his answer.
Liberated country, then you can petition for
dress up like that.
Of this country, we are all people.
I know,
we're not the people in the streets that you're talking about. We're the actual responsible homeowners, gun owners, and voters that got together under the Constitution and formed a militia.
He's triggered.
What's happening to our community?
So
we're not complaining. We're not asking for anything. The people you're talking about are the people you see protesting in the streets right now. We don't protest. The people you're talking about are the ones out destroying, like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. We don't do that. The ones you're talking about are the ones who are running up on politicians but who never vote. You're not talking about us. We're the other side. I'm just like you, my friend. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm not a child at this, and I've been around this world for quite a few times.
But what you missing? Hold on.
We're not asking. We're not begging. We're actually taking the steps under the law that we can to move ourselves into a position to get the things that we can get for ourselves, even if it means going somewhere else to establish our own ethno nation, not here in the United States, but somewhere else where we've had a conversation with two countries willing to grant us sovereign land to grow our own country. That's our mission.
If you can't do it here, if you can't do it here, you won't be able to do it anywhere. Because there's no other country that's greater than America. But what I just want to say, when you're crying systemic racism and this and that and the white man this, you're feeding, you're deceiving the people rather than helping them. But what I want to ask you, you guys are complaining about George Floyd and these black people who are getting killed or hurt by cops. You're not encouraging these people when the cops stop you. Follow the instructions. Don't run. Don't attack the cops. These people are putting their own lives on the line. But I never hear you people say that. You guys blame the cops,
First of all,
but you don't blame.
One last time, I don't know who your producers are, but if you call me you people one more time, you and I are going to have this conversation in person. I'm not you people.
Ooh, you call me you people one more time. Shows you just making bad faith arguments. But that's Jesse for you. Jesse just being funny, man. Jesse being funny. You can't take Jesse serious. Just got to answer the question and let Jesse be Jesse. And you kind of need a little bit of that in our community to shake the community up a little bit and get us to think deeper about everything. But anyways, I'm out, y'all.